Any photographs or audio from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is owned by Warner Brothers and not me. Clack of the Geek doesn't make any claim of ownership and simply uses the footage for educational purposes and criticism under fair use. Welcome to the Film Station. This is where we take a look at all of our favourite films and analyse them and review them. You guys know how it works now. I'm Clack of the Geek, and today we're going to be looking at one of my favourite family-friendly films of all time. Yep, try and guess which one it is. I think you can already guess. It's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, released in 1971. This is based off of the 1964 Roald Dahl novel. And even if you're not the biggest of readers, you should at least watch this film because it's just amazing and it's such an intricate tale. And you know what? We should get to the review. Let's do that. The story is that in a small town lies the factory of Willy Wonka, a chocolate genius, and his chocolate sold all over the world. One day, he decides to give out 5 golden tickets hidden in all kinds of chocolates that he sells to find the worthy replacement to pass on his factory to. Now, one of the things critics tend to judge when you adapt a film from a book, it's whether it's faithful to the source material. And while this original film has got the basic elements, like, 5 golden tickets sent out, there ends up being one taking over. There's quite a few details and a lot of scenes that are either not in the film, that were in the book, or have been changed for the film. And that's true, one of the examples being the golden geese scene. That was not in the book. However, I really can't hold this against the film because it's just a nice little tale of being true to yourself and then. So I'm going to give the story a 9 out of 10. The characters in this are, again, just amazing and really relatable. Willy Wonka, played by the late great Gene Wilder, is just an amazing character. He's really whimsical and a great mentor figure. Grandpa Joe and Charlie are also nice additions to the cast, and I feel it's good that they decided to go for Charlie as the main focus, as it's more relatable for the target audience, the children. Speaking of, let's get to the other kids. Now, on the plus column, they are very good at playing the bratty stereotypes of the time. On the flip side, however, the fact that we are not meant to be rooting for these annoying, spoiled brats just kind of detracts from this segment a bit, because we just want to go, shut up! It's just really frustrating, but in a good way. Also, the Oompa Loompas are amazing. So the characters get an 8 out of 10 for me. Now this segment is more focused on song than soundtracks. So we've hired the Clack of the Geek DJ to play some of these iconic tracks with such brilliant hits like The Candyman. Who can make the sunrise? Something, something blue. Cover it in caramel and something else too. The Candyman can, 'cause he mixes it with love. It makes the world just taste great. I've got a golden ticket, 'cause I've got a golden ticket. And the pure imagination. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. In all seriousness, they're just household tunes. Everybody knows them. And they're just really fun to sing along to on karaoke or something. Wait, what? Oh, never mind. But even 47 years after the film's release, they're still being used. For instance, in Ready Player One's trailer, a slight variation of Pure Imagination was in it, because they're that well known. So the music gets a 10 out of 10. Now the sets in this can be a little bit of a mixed bag for some, whilst some of the sets are not dated at all and just remain with us. Other bits just don't really hold up. Alright, look, the chocolate room will always stand the test of time, but other things like the chocolate river, you can tell it's water. Sorry to burst your bubble. And the inventing room looks a bit ridiculous. But I have to say, for the time, it was really innovative of how they did it. So the sets get a 8.5 out of 10. Now, Mel Stewart directed this movie, and he's very talented of how he did it.
It shows people in the first act living about their day-to-day lives and the normality of it. And then in the second half, we go to this it's all magical and
It's
wonderful.
very good with that kind of shift in tone from normality to magical and wondrousness. That's a word I just came up with on the spot.
So the directing gets 4 marks, 10 out of 10.
Filmmakers out there, if you want to adapt a book into a film, this is how it's done. Let's get to the verdict. So, if we do 9 plus 8 plus 20 plus 8.5, we get 45.5 out of 50. If we divide this by 5, we get the answer, or we get the score of 9.1 out of 10. I still really enjoy this movie. On the 10th of August and the 17th of August, unfortunately there won't be any film station as I'll be on holiday, but there will be a series that might be able to replace it for those 2 slots, so stay tuned. In the meantime, be sure to like, comment and subscribe and click that notification bell. Until then, I'm Clack of the Geek and this has been the Film Station.